Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Thursday to you. Thursday means it's time for prime time and for the exclusive video for my YouTube channel platform members. Welcome, a special welcome to you, my video buffs, creative queens, and creative business builders. I hope that you are enjoying being a member. Today's card was inspired by a birthday card that I received from my team member, Yvonne McFadden. It's such a lovely style of card that I haven't used in quite a while. It's simple, but super effective. So let's take a look. I am using the Everyday Details stamp set. I'm not using the VersaFine. That just happened to be on my desk. This is contraband, but it's a really nice black ink pad that stamps nicer than Memento, and it's made by the same people who make the Versamark. So just so you know. Anyway, we are using, well, I'm trying something different. I don't know if I'm going to do the paper piecing, but we start with a card base of Night of Navy, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, a piece of white, 4 inches by 5 1/4, and a piece of Countryside in paper, 3 3/4 by 5. And I'll tell you what, this is the teacup stamp from the Everyday Details, and I am on the hunt for a Moonlight Rose by Royal Albert. They have a Countryside Roses is the set that I have a lot of, that I've been gathering secondhand for years. But I've discovered at a tea shop that they have the same pattern in blues, and it's called Moonlight Rose. So if you ever see one for a good price, think of me. Anyway, this blue inspired me for that, and I thought I would maybe do a little paper piecing, but I'm not sure. So this is the card that I got from my team member, Yvonne. And all you do is fold over your pattern paper, leaving enough room for the saying. And she used the lavender paper, but I wanted to go with shades of blue. And also, I couldn't find out where she found this small stitch circle and the scallop circle, so I used the Everyday Details dies, this one, and the Stylish Shapes dies, and they layer just beautifully over top of each other. So I'm not sure. Let's take a peek. Well, we'll first do our card, and then we'll get to this detail, okay? We'll put that away. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So what we're going to do is on the white piece, we are going to say, I was thinking of stamping wishing you so much joy on this special day. Every day is a special day when you're alive, you know? When you've had sickness, whether it be something as small as a bladder infection or a yeast infection or something wrong with your knee or your hip or who knows what, even a non-life-threatening nuisance, I would say, then you're just happy when those things clear up. And if you have a much worse condition, then every day is special that you're alive. So maybe we will do that. So we'll stamp that in Night of Navy. Here we go. Because it is also a nice size. I was thinking of doing a different saying, but you know what? We'll stick with what we have. I'm just going to lay that on here. I need, let's see. No, that's boho blue. Well, no, I think we're going to go with Night of Navy. Let me find it. Okay, I had to look myself silly. I don't have Night of Navy in Europe. I just have the old one. So let's see how it does. Tap, tap, tap. And then it's going to go right on the top corner. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Looks beautiful. So now we are going to take our Countryside in paper, and it's going to go like so. And now we're just going to eyeball this, and now I have enough room. And I'm just going to do this. It doesn't have to be a perfectly right-angled thing. And then I'm going to put a dimensional behind there so that it has a little bit of lift and it's not completely flat. Or maybe not. Maybe I should do it flat. I'm just looking at Yvonne's card and she's got the circle popped up, so maybe this should be flat. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do this with a block, and we're going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive here. You could do a glue dot too. Doesn't matter. Just tack that baby down. There. Okay, we're going to flip it and put our adhesive halfway on, halfway off. Come on, Jackie. There. So what's nice, what I love about this is that you get to show two sides of your paper. Okay, it's like quilting. You don't have to pick, and I love it so much. Look at that. So thank you so much, Yvonne, for this lovely card. See? And now we're going to put this on our Night of Navy base. So we've got the blue and white theme going all the way through. Isn't that nice? I think so too. All right. I love it when I make a card that I love, and I almost always try to make cards that I love because it just makes you happy. So that's why this is the power of Happy Mail. It makes you happy when you make it, and it makes you happy when you give it. And then the person who gets it also is happy that someone thought of them and made something special. Let's slide it down a little bit. There. Okay, so now we are going to take our circles. Now I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to do. So I have the stitched stylish shapes dies, and then I have the everyday details dies. And it just, you can just see, I'm going to hold it up. I don't know if you can see that. I have gardening nails too, so don't look at that. There's a tiny stitched edge that still shows. And then you see the blue and white, the blue through the holes, which I just love. I originally stamped the cup, and I thought I'd paper piece, but it didn't turn out quite as much as well as I liked. And then it's also missing the that fern that sticks out. So I'm going to stamp it in Memento. I'm not going to paper piece. It's more work anyway. Okay, let's take this off. I'm gonna put this teacup back on now. Normally I trim my stamp. It's not trimmed very well. I hope I don't get a line. And then we're going to color our cup with blends. And I want to keep the blue and white theme going. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. That fills it up more than my paper piecing. So let's have a look-see. I think I'm going to use another blue for the cup, but let's start with the leaves. I'm going to start with the easy, small thing. I'm going to zoom in as well so you can see my coloring a little bit better. So I'm doing old olive on the leaves, and this is the dark old olive. So what I'm doing is I'm just going along the veins of the leaves a little bit and a little bit in a tip, just to give a bit more darker towards the base of the leaf. And then I'm going to go over it. I'm using the small tip because it's a small surface. Normally I use the brush tip, but you can see how lovely the shading is here, and it's just so simple to do. And you don't have to press hard. You shouldn't hear that squeaking noise. Sometimes when you're doing a bigger surface, you might get a bit of a squeak. But generally speaking, if your blends are squeaking, it means you're pressing too hard. Now, on this card, I started with the light, and then I went dark, but I'm not as keen on it, so I'm going to start with the dark. And this is the Dark Night of Navy, and I'm just going to go over these lines. And then I'm going to go with the Light Night of Navy. And again, I'm using the fine tip, and I'm just going out a little bit, like so. I'm just going over a little bit because I want to leave room for my third color. There. And the third color is going to be the light boho blue. So I've got 3 shades going here. There. And this reminds me of my lovely Midnight Roses and Old Country Roses. Google it and you'll see how lovely the pattern is. I love drinking tea out of beautiful china cups. My mother always did that, and I've gotten that from her. So now I think I want to do the cup as well in the boho blue, but I might see if I have balmy blue as well. I want to do a few shades of blue. So let's take a look and wait and see. I do have the balmy blue. So I love blends, so that's why I have them all. I'm just going to move these out of my way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the dark boho blue, and I'm just going to go on these lines here. On both sides. And here. And then I'm going to go with the light. You want to hear that click? I'm going with the brush tip now, because that's a bigger surface. And I'm just going to go over. There. And you know what? When we color, we stop talking, don't we? Seems to be the way of it. Now I'm leaving that piece white, and then I'm going to go with the dark boho blue. Let's just, and I'm going to do this edge here. We're just making subtle little differences. And then I think I'm going to go with the dark night of navy for the rim. Yeah. This is a subtle teacup. And that sounds like a play on words, but it's not. Okay. And then we might color the inside in with a brown of some kind for tea. Okay. The teacup handle is going to be boho blue dark. Let's see. Yeah. Small tip so that we can stay in the lines. There. What's lovely about these blends is that it goes on so smoothly. All right, now I'm taking the dark balmy blue. Just going to see how that goes with, you know what? That's almost darker than the other one. I'm going to go with light balmy blue. I'm going to go right over top of that and just here. And I'm going to leave a wee little bit of light in there that I'm not going to cover. I'm going over top of all the colors with this, just to blend them in a little. And you can see that just by deliberately leaving that a wee little bit lighter, I've got that highlight there. I was going to use the color lifter, but I don't know if I'm going to. No, I think I'm going to leave it just like that. And we're going to find a shade of beige or brown for the tea. I think this is a medium light. It says SU 500. And just before I commit, I'm just going to do this. And I think that's a pretty good color for tea, especially over top of this. There. I like my tea kind of strong, so that works for me. Now, there is another stamp that goes in here, and it's this one here. And I think I'm going to use it. There it is. And I hope I don't ruin it with this. I just want to do it like that. And I think I'm going to do it in a crumb cake. Or should I go with the light blue? Ooh. Oh, decisions. I think crumb cake. Yes. Okay, we're going to see. So here we go. It's kind of a... Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sticky note underneath, and I'm going to put another sticky note over top so that I get a line. Let's see. I should have done this right away. But I'm just going to go over top to the top of the last dot. There. And now kind of like a countertop. All right, let's see. You know what? That's all right. That's all right. I could get a blending brush, like so. And I should probably cover that edge again, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make it a little darker along the bottom. There. And now, let's get rid of all of that. This is going to go on here. And then we're going to pop it up on our card. And we're going to add a linen bow. There. Look how pretty that is. Oops, I should get back in the scene. Super pretty. We're going to use some dimensionals. 1, 2, 3. A little dimension is always nice. Here we go. This also gives the idea that the cup is holding that flap down, which I think is kind of cute. Now let's find some linen thread. Okay, I'm down to my last little bit of linen thread. How sad is that? So I've got a piece here that's about 6 inches folded double. So I've got 12 inches, and I'm just going to make a bow with a double piece of linen thread. Here, pull the ends a little bit, and then I'll just snip. And there we go. And then I find I could put this right on here. That will distract a little bit from my, I could put it under here. I'll show you the difference. I think I'm going to put mine up on my circle. Yvonne's circle was smaller, so she put hers underneath. But I want to distract from the fact that I'm not thrilled with my background stamping. So we call that an embellishment opportunity. I'm just going to take my glue dots and I'm going to uncover the last one. Give it a nice firm press and then take it off with your pokey tool. It's actually not called a pokey tool, it's called the take your pick tool. And there we go. And I like it that the ends are kind of bouncing around a little bit. And so I'm just going to zoom out. And then actually we should finish the card. See, now it's just glue inside. And you can see that I had to put in a new paper trimmer blade because it was rough. So let's get a piece of white for the inside and finish our card off. One of my favorite ways to finish off a card is just to take a thin strip, of the coordinating paper. So this is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to put that in the inside. Now my linen thread is in the way. And here we go. And tomorrow is Gerard's birthday. So I am filming this a day ahead. So today is Wednesday that I'm doing this, and this is for Thursday. But Thursday is the day for prime time, and I will be at a spa with Gerard. It's his favorite thing to do, and we have a gift card that we got from when we celebrated our wedding in the Netherlands. So that gift card is almost 2 years old, and we're finally taking advantage of it. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. I mean, he's more into those things than I am. They call it a sauna. And I said, well, what's the difference? Because that's a sauna. I don't want to be in a sauna all day long. But apparently, that's just another word that they have for the spa. So there will be swimming pools and there will be saunas and I don't know what else. We're going to find out. It's not part of my normal everyday experience. I guess I could push this down just a little bit. Look at that gardening nail. Isn't that awful? Broken off and I can't clean it. Anyway, beautiful card. I was thinking about adding a little embellishment, but I don't think I'm going to. I kind of like the white in the middle of that flower, and I'm going to leave it just the way it is. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a super day. Thanks so much for being a part of this. Bye.